fun.
Okay. And I think we are live. I am Shaggy. Hello. You saw me if you were around yesterday. You might have noticed that this run is not on the schedule. That's because we are way ahead of schedule and need something to fill the time. I will go ahead and give a countdown to get started. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. This will be a safety any percent run of the Canon of Vengeance route. Safety difficulty is a great meme. It's basically a difficulty intended for people who don't really want to play the combat. It's
will affect the very course of the world.
Relative to easy mode, you deal 10 times more damage and you take 10 times less damage. And also, most other effects are severely in your favor. Like, you have almost 100% accuracy, you almost can't be affected by instant kills, you almost never get hit by ailments, and basically everything you do just kind of works. So from a speedrun context, this makes for some fun gameplay. Just rush the bosses and kill them very quickly. Particularly in the Canon of Vengeance route, because for most of this route, you're given some human party members who can basically win the fights themselves. It's...
Knowing only this, will you still
We'll go ahead and choose Canon of Vengeance here and get the run started. So this is your classic Mega 10 game with your classic press turn system. You know, you get a number of turns based on how many characters are in your party. If you hit a weakness, instead of losing your turn, it starts flashing and you can use it again. If you hit something that nulls or someone dodges or something like that, you lose 2 press turns instead of 1. If you hit a reflector drain, you lose all your press turns. All of this applies to the enemies as well.
We can only pray that you return to the proper path. That you find
and,
your way
you know, you recruit demons, fuse demons. This run will contain a grand total of 0 recruits and 0 fusions. So we will basically be ignoring that very large part of the Mega 10 experience. But that's fine. Oops. Alright, so to start out with here, this is an Atlas game, so we are, of course, a high school student. There's been a series of grisly murders happening in our area of Tokyo, and so the school recommends that everybody pair up when going to walk home for safety reasons.
You heard that talk about it being safer to go home in groups, right?
Yeah,
You
so
should walk with us.
what makes this speedrun so fast is how fast auto battle is in this game. It's pretty outrageous. Game audio dropped a little bit more. I can do that quickly. Hopefully that is good. I mean, it sort of depends on what you mean by room to blame RNG. In a safety run, obviously, your kind of margins to lose time are much shorter. Like, losing 5 seconds in a safety run is a lot, whereas losing 5 seconds in a hard mode run wouldn't be very much. I have run this category a grand total of 2 times. I am the one who routed it. But I have run this game a lot, so I should know what I'm doing. Hopefully. So anyway, we try to get home, we're forced to take another tunnel, and then we get pulled into this demon-infested netherworld, get attacked by demons, and get rescued by this blue-haired man named Awagami, who we are going to fuse with to become a kind of demigod figure called a Nahabino, and we will try to defend ourselves. So this is just the tutorial battle. On safety, this is pretty funny because this guy can't die until you're done the tutorial, despite the fact that that attack should have killed him. It doesn't, because the game has to explain to me how the press turn system works. So this attack will kill him instead. Pure strength build in this run. The strength is actually pretty good in Vengeance, and kind of just as importantly, strength is the default skill on the level up screen, so you can mash through it. You can mash through the level ups faster. And in a run like safety, that actually kind of makes a big difference. But strength is unironically pretty good in the Canon of Vengeance route. Alright. And we get tutorials on movement. This game actually contains jumping, which is something that is not exactly common in RPGs, and definitely not in Mega 10 games. So the game needs to teach you how to jump. Movement in this game actually feels pretty good. Every time I come back to playing this game, I'm like, man, it actually feels good in this game just to move from point A to point B. That's not the case in like any other game that I play. Alright, so we see Tokyo Tower off in the distance. Aogami tells us to head that way. We got some stuff to go through first. It's not even just the first-person crawlers, it's like most of the games, the movement controls are very stiff. Okay, so here I'm gonna buy two things, a Dark Shard, which I'm not gonna use till much later, and an Elect Shard, which I won't use till like the end of this area. Alright. Here we'll get introduced to these Mimen, who are these little kind of collectible guys you can rescue around. Each one gives you a bit of glory and some rewards when you go and talk to Gustav again, who's the shopkeeper. Obviously, that one they force you to pick up, but I'm not going to be getting any of the other ones. You don't even do that in a hard mode run, so obviously here I'm not doing that. Alright. And now we will get the recruitment tutorial. I guess I kind of lied when I said this game would include no recruitment, because you are forced to go through the recruit tutorial and recruit this pixie. But after that, there will be no more recruits. All Mimen % when? Whenever you route it. Go for it. Don't let me stop you. So you can't fail this recruit, just mash through it and you get Pixie automatically.
Nice to meet you.
Pixie will be in our party for the entire game. She will be with us at the final boss.
Young man.
Alright, so we'll get to our first real fight here, and you'll get a taste of how this category can be this fast by seeing just how fast auto battle is in this game. So, if you set battle animation speed to max speed, and then mash A, you can skip the animations extraordinarily quickly. So I have my A button turboed, so I'm just going to turn on auto and hold down turbo, and most of the fights will look like what you just saw. Alright, so I have to do a little bit of World of Shadows menuing here. This is normally where you would do your fusions and stuff. There are no fusions in this run. But there are a couple of essence uses, so I will, first of all, want to learn Empower and Cheer. That gives me half HP and MP back on level. That's good because it means I don't have to heal ever. So I'm going to remove MC's skills except for Rooted Soul. Rooted Soul gives me a bunch of HP and MP. But as of right now, I don't need any other skills on MC. Then I'll give Pixie Aggie off of the Onmaraki essence I have. Oh yes, I forgot to explain that what this game also has an option for auto skill usage, which will attempt to use the enemy's weakness as best as it's able to figure out. As long as you discover the enemy's weakness ahead of time, it will use that weakness. And it might be able to sometimes find weaknesses on its own. As you can see, the enemies put up a lot of resistance on this difficulty. I barely made it through that fight. Here's a Monozako. She's going to give me a bead, which I will never use for anything.
May I have a...
Here's the introduction to these grind rails. I might use... Yeah, I use at least one of them in this run. Yeah, auto has some weird quirks to it that you actually need to understand and exploit in order to do this run properly. Did I say a Monozaku was a boy? That's definitely my bad, because that's not true. Alright, and now we're going to have 2 human party members join us. In your typical safety run, you normally never have a full party, so if you actually have a full party, you're pretty overpowered. Yeah, just casual 365 damage. Alright. Monozako's still following us around. Here we're going to get introduced to the Demon Haunts, which I will use this first one because the game forces you to, but after that, it's not worth going in here. You get a bunch of free stats from this, but we just don't need them. You can also do stuff like talk to your demons and do all kinds of things, but we don't need any of that. Okay. So now there's a couple of chests I need to pick up in the next area. You pick up very few chests in this run, but there is a set of 2 of them beside each other that are definitely worth it. I mean, Shiner, you could choose a category that no one's done yet. There is still stuff to do in this game if you want a routing project. Or yeah, if you just want to route a category on your own to have your own route, go for it. Is it different than the Switch version? Oh, extremely different. The balancing in this game is, you could not take a vanilla SMT5 route and just run it in this game. It wouldn't work.
Young man.
Shiner CCC does plenty of routing. He's one of the routing guys. He just only routes Nocturne. Alright, now I have to fight my muscle memory when playing this game. Because there's a lot of stuff that I would normally do in hard mode runs that I obviously don't need to do here. Like, fight any of these abscesses. So I have to not follow muscle memory and go and hit that abscess. Walk right by it.
Here you go.
We did pick up 1 glory crystal earlier, because there is one more... Well, there's a couple more miracles we need later, but there's one more miracle we need right now, which is Art of Essences. I cannot remember why. I assume it's required for getting Scratch Dance, because why else would we be picking it up? Alright, so now we unlock Demon Fusion that we won't use. Grab Art of Essences. This lets me grab more skills from Essences. And we will take Rooted Soul Scratch Dance.
Yeah, Bill.
Okay, and this is Hydra. Hydra is normally your introductory boss to how this game's bosses work. He's quite bulky, and he does a lot of nasty stuff, and he's gonna die in 2 turns. So we'll use some of those ice gems I picked up. Auto hits him with Mudo, which he nulls, but that doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
Or, sorry, not Mudo, Aggie. Alright, that's Hydra down. Alright, now we get the return pillar, which allows us to warp back to fonts we've already visited. We need to use a couple of times. Alright, so nothing we need to grab in here. Over here, we're gonna have to fight Nama, who's the first member of the Kadishtu that we run into. They're the main villains of Canon of Vengeance route. Nama is weak to physical, which is great for a strength build.
Now wail and lament. Your anguish shall become the Magatsuhi that I seek.
And she dead. Again, I just let auto hit, even though auto hits into a null shield, I just let it happen, because it doesn't really matter. It's a 2-turn fight either way. It's still faster to just turn on auto than try to actually play the game. Okay. Now we run into an angel who tells us that the human we're looking for is in the diet building over this way, so we will go and go find him.
Exactly.
Whoops. I will use auto for every single fight, but I don't just turn on auto and win for every single fight. Some of them require some setup first to make sure auto actually does what I want it to do. Because, there's some jank with how it works, depending on, like, what skills you have, or if it knows about the enemy weaknesses or not. So it will not just be turn on auto for every single fight. There is actual strategy here, but it will kind of look that way. Oh, I couldn't quite get through. Thankfully, escape rate on safety mode is 100%, always. Yeah. Because honestly, the most interesting part about running safety on Vengeance is manipulating auto into doing what you want. I need to tag this. Which is a viewer you don't really see. But, like, in this case, I'm going to make sure to use an elect skill before turning on auto. So that way auto knows to hit with elect. Watching that fight is therapeutic for anyone who runs this game on harder difficulties, because Eligor is a nightmare of a fight, normally. So actually fully one-turning the fight is kind of a good meme. Alright, so we made it to the diet building, but we find that the angels who are guarding it are dead. And we're going to run into the demon Nua, who's the one who killed all of them, and then we have to fight her.
My name is Nua. Prepare to die.
Alright. Stretch. Aggie. Oops. Then turn on auto. And win in one turn. Alright. So Nua and Yakumo here kind of tell us that... I forget what all they tell us in this cutscene. And they just tell us that they're not on the Angel's side or any of the Demon's side. They want to destroy all of them or something like that. Now we managed to make it back to Tokyo, which apparently is just an illusion created by God, and the demon world we were in is the actual real Tokyo. Is safety unlocked by default? I think you need a DLC to unlock safety mode. I have no idea why Atlas would do something like that. It doesn't make sense, but, you know, it's Atlas. Yeah, it is free DLC for sure. Alright, so now we get introduced to the organization Bethel, who's a group of mostly angels who are dedicated to fighting the demons. And the Japan branch is headed up by the Prime Minister of Japan, who we meet right here. He kind of asks us to join them in their struggle against the demons. We agree, and then he tells us to go get some rest and stand by for the next mission. We'll talk to everybody to advance the plot, and then go home. He does look strangely like Aogami. I wonder why that's the case. Alright. We do lose our human party members here, but they will be back later. For now, it's just me and Pixie. I mean, I wouldn't describe safety difficulty as a cheat code. It's just a very easy way to play the game. Which, hey, if someone wants to do that, far be it from me to tell them they can't. Yeah, regarding the War of the Gods spam is a canon of creation thing. I forget what the... There isn't a line that he repeats a bunch of times in this one too, but I forget what it is. Yeah, I agree. If someone enjoys the game more playing on safety difficulty, they should be allowed to do so.
I transferred over here since we'll be working together for a while.
And it allows us to do some fun meme runs like this.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is just a long series of cutscenes. Of course, now that we know that the world is in immediate mortal peril, obviously we're just going to go to school the next day, because that makes a lot of sense. And just go through a normal school day, because there's absolutely nothing better we could be doing with our time.
Oh.
Thankfully, we only have to go through one day before everything goes completely up in the air. And we have to go back to fighting demons.
Hello.
Alright, and Tao tells us to go meet her on the roof. It introduces a subplot here about bullying, which it really isn't that important in the canon of Vengeance route.
How'd you know?
So I'll just gloss over it. A girl named Sahori is being bullied, and Tao wants to do something about it. And we can't really do anything about it.
I can do to help?
But it acts as kind of a focal point for demons to enter the world, because there's a demon who kind of feeds off that negative energy and save. And manages to break into the human world. Oh yeah, and Nama follows it in too, so we have to fight Nama again. That was echoing. That was a problem for me before. Oops.
We cannot allow
Hopefully
her to
things
do
are
as
better
she
now.
pleases. Come, she must be stopped.
Okay.
Watch this.
Hard fight. Yoko does suggest murder as a solution to bullying. That does happen. All right. I changed some stuff about the volume, so let me know if anything sounds off. Hopefully it's fine.
Who, me?
So Yoko's gonna rejoin our party, which is good. Yeah, there's a funny cutscene about Yoko hating cars.
It's Lamu. He's got one of the schoolgirls.
Oh yeah, I do actually have to pay attention to these dialogue choices to some extent, because I do want a particular ending that is easier for me to beat. And the ending you end up on depends on your alignment. So in addition to Yoko, Tao is also going to join us here, so we actually have 2 strong party members, and the main character. So as far as safety difficulty is concerned, we are obscenely overpowered right now. Really tough fights. This run is, like, in some ways I kind of like this run because of just how absurd the instant killing things with auto battle looks. Oni resists physical, by the way, and he's still got 1 shot. It's not like I'm over-leveled or something. I'm the minimum level you can possibly be at this point. Yeah, casual difficulty from a speedrun perspective hasn't really seen any action because, unlike safety mode, it would actually take some work to produce a route and do runs. But it would kind of just... well, no one's got much interest in doing it. Normal mode in this game is kind of already really easy. I didn't go OOB and skip Hydra. Okay, fine. Glitchlessly lowest possible level. Yeah, hard mode in this game actually has very reasonable multipliers, in my opinion. There is an OOB that you can do. It's extremely slow because it takes absolutely forever to get anywhere out of bounds. But you can use it to skip Hydra and possibly do other stuff. I don't know, I never explored it.
This is all you're doing.
So one of the other cool things about safety is that normally Lamu's status ailment here is basically guaranteed to hit, but on safety it rarely hits. He's supposed to afflict somebody with a mud ailment on his first press turn, or on his first turn like that, but it just doesn't hit on safety. No, hard, you can switch out of hard mode if you want to, but you cannot switch into hard mode.
Oh.
And by switch into, I mean switch difficulty in the middle of a game. Alright, so some of Lamu's goons, Lamu is the big tentacle demon we just fought, some of his goons kidnapped a bunch of the students from our school and dragged them into the netherworld, so we've entered to try to rescue all of them. There's 4 of them around this first area, so I'm going to try to find all of them. Don't have to do anything else in this area.
Want some? We'll do ya.
Now that Tao and Yoko are both in our party, basically after everything we do, they need to stop and kind of spit their philosophy at each other. Because Yoko is the chaos representative in this game, and Tao is the law one. And they need to have tons of dialogue in order to talk about that.
Oh, you want some? We'll do ya. Wait a...
Oh, that is what you said first. Okay, my bad. I misread your first message. I thought you said it the other way around.
Detect.
Was ever mentioned what happened to the students that get saved? I assume they're just brought back to Tokyo?
Do you have a moment? I see. Let it.
I have no idea if the law boss would require some routing, or if you could just auto it and just take longer to kill it. Yeah, I gotta be careful here. I don't want to accept this quest. Wouldn't be a big deal if I did, but I don't want to do that quest. Yeah. You'd either buy a couple of gems, or you'd grab an essence with, like, some heavy magic skills on it. And then you maybe would use the New Testament tablet you get from Eligor to respec MC into magic right before the fight. I could see that being worth it. Alright. We get a short cutscene there with Abdiel and Desai. Oh, nice. You can do extremely aggressive enemy dodges on this difficulty, because you're not gonna get punished if you get caught. Okay. So I'm gonna ignore Yuzuru here because I don't need to do that quest. Normally that's just a free 5 Force Gems, but I don't need that. I am gonna grab one chest here. This Bareth Essence has Pierce Armor on it, which is slightly useful later. And then we're gonna run into the second member of the Kadishtu, Isaith. She's currently managed to capture one of the students we're looking for, and she's eating the eyeballs out of the poor kid's face. That's generally considered rude, so we're gonna stop her from doing that. Easy. It doesn't actually tell us what happens to that kid. I don't know if she's dead or what. Oh no, she's right there. Never mind. He actually gets up. Alright. And we don't need to grab any stuff in these areas. None of it's worth picking up.
You want some? Well, do ya? Hey, hey, hey! Hey!
More philosophical conversation. As well as a Monozako asking questions about the human world.
Hey, hey, hey!
I really do like the environmental design in this game. Everything looks good and feels good to explore. It's very different from your traditional SMT dungeon crawler, but I think they made it work really well. Alright, so Amanazako leaves us for some reason. He doesn't tell us why. Which means we don't have a partner, which hasn't really been relevant because we haven't been using partner at all. Haven't picked up any partner spots or anything like that. Alright. And now we're gonna run into a dude named Fion, who's with the fairies, and he sees us, a demon, walking around with some humans and decides we're evil and is gonna attack us. Pass, Zionga, auto. No problem. Alright, so after this, we clear up the misunderstanding, and he realizes we're actually good guys. And so he tells us that him and the fairies have managed to rescue some of the students that we're looking for and are sheltering them in the fairy forest, just over the other side of this hill here. And he tells us to go there and help out. So that's where we're going next. And very carefully jump around Kumbanda here. Any Digital Devil Saga fans? There's a Kumbanda that chases you around in this place. You'll get to see that game later. You'd say stay tuned for it. As well as Nocturne, which is coming up next. Alright. So Dazai is hanging out here, kind of moping around. He says he's... oh yeah, he's looking for... So Yuzuru, one of our other classmates, his sister is one of the kids who got kidnapped, and we haven't found her yet. Dazai is going to go and check out a different area from us, while we're going to go and look and see if she's at the fairy forest. Dodge around all these enemies. Slide our way all the way down here. And I'd love to jump and grab those orbs there, just to look cool, but that wastes time. Because a Koropoker will pop up and say, "Wow, you're so cool!" and then give you a revival bead, which I don't need, and that cutscene is slow. Alright, we meet up with Yuzuru here, who says that, unfortunately, his sister is not here, so we still don't know where she is, but there are a bunch of the students here, like Fion said. So we're gonna go and talk to the Fairy King and Queen, Oberon and Titania, and ask if there's anything we can do to help out. And they tell us that there's a bunch of... Some of the students are injured and they need to make some medicine to cure them, but they don't have the materials. They need golden apples from the goddess Idun, and so they send us to go and find them. And this quest is just running around. It's kind of intended to force you to explore parts of this area, because this area is quite large and there's a lot of stuff to find. We don't need any of it except for the stuff the game forces us to get. And we're just going to beeline straight over to Idun. Idun is one of the mascots of this game. Many people's favorite demon. Stop spoiling the plot, man. What the hell? I'm trying to explain things in order here. It's extremely important. I'm just kidding. That happens after you beat Yuzuru. So, Idun says that all of her apples were stolen by Loki, but Loki dropped some of them, and somehow she knows the exact locations where they were dropped. And we don't need that many, so we're just gonna go and pick up the 3 that are dropped, and then whatever. Idun can deal with her own problems and get the rest of her apples back. None of my concern. I like the demon voices in this game. Whenever they attack you. Can you still get Idun? You have to do her side quest. Idun is not turned into salt like the rest of the fairy villages. So you have as much time as you want to do her side quest. Oops. Yeah, if you need to relax and take a nap, hang out around some Ippon Dautras in this game and turn your volume up. Alright, so we're gonna catch up with Isaith here, and she's managed to grab Yuzuru's sister and is holding her hostage. And Yuzuru is like, oh, that's bad. And Isaith tells him she'll release Miyazu as long as Yuzuru kills us. So Yuzuru is forced to attack us. Normally you'd cheese this fight by blocking Hayataro from being able to use his taunt skill, but in safety difficulty it doesn't matter. Hayataro dies in 2 hits, then Yuzuru dies in 2 hits. You one turn the fight anyway.
What does it look like to you?
And Pyrojack comes back and says something horrible has happened in the fairy forest, and we find that everybody's been turned into salt.
Exactly.
And so we promptly leave and don't do anything about it. Well, that's not true that we don't do anything about it. We start investing. We find that in Tokyo there's also been people turning into salt, and so we start investigating the problem. Go and talk to the Bethel, Japan director here, and he tells us to investigate the salt incidents. He tells us he thinks a strange crow might be involved because it's been seen flying around near the people who turn into salt, and so we're going to go and look for said weird crow. Which apparently was sighted at the temple up here. Yeah, I mean, this is an SMT game, so it obviously never references any kind of ancient texts, ancient real-life texts, and definitely no religious material at all. So we're going to gather information about this strange crow. And we don't manage to find it, but we manage to... I think we find some clues or something. We figure out something. I think this guy tells us something useful. There we go. Someone knows this story better than I do. So yeah, we identify a fortune teller as possibly involved. And so we're going to report that to the director. And he tells us to take a break, so we're going to go to bed. Tao and Yoko leave our party, but that's completely fine. They'll rejoin before we get into another fight, and they'll actually be much stronger when they rejoin. They get a bunch of level ups. And learn a whole new skill set. Alright.
Listen.
So Hayataro managed to locate, I believe he located the crow, and it's in the Shinjuku region, so that's where we're gonna go. Dazai shows up and gives us a bead. We will never use, he's just wasting our time. Alright, as soon as we head into Shinjuku, Tao and Yoko rejoin the party. So this is the new area for Canon of Vengeance. This area was not in vanilla SMT5. It's very large. It's a very cool-looking area. It's a very gorgeous space. There's a lot of walking through this area, though, because it's really big. We get greeted by an angel who attacks us without warning and dies in one hit. It doesn't make any sense that angels are attacking us, because we're supposed to be on their side. So we're gonna have to figure that out, too. Before I do any of that, I'm gonna go down here, and, wait, I thought Boat Dude hung out here. Oh, he's over here, right? Yeah, there he is. There's a dude in a boat here. I need another partner, and he will join me. Was that guy... was he moved? I swear he was further... You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. This game has received some updates. They did change some things. I wouldn't be surprised. Because if he's in that location, he's probably the fastest partner to re-grab. I swear he wasn't there. He was further away. I normally would pick up Jack-O-Lantern because I was pretty sure that was faster, but here I wanted to grab Boat Dude because Boat Dude is cooler and barely costs any time. But looking at where he was, I'm pretty sure he's actually faster to grab. Anyway, whatever. That's minor things.
Wait up! Wait up! Wait up!
Oh, dude, new meta? Maybe. Let's see how close we can get to Mara without getting into a battle. There's this very not phallically shaped demon here who's gonna... we'll just dodge his big thrust and then be on our way. I probably could fight Mara, yeah. I won't waste too much time. I don't want to put us behind schedule. If I knew it was like a 1 or 2 turn fight, I would do it, but I don't actually know. Alright.
Most impressive.
So what we're trying to do here is there was some kind of powerful looking angels guarding a place that we wanted to go to. So what we're going to go do is try to cause a ruckus and get them to leave their guard posts so that way we can sneak by. Which for some reason we have to go all the way over here to do. We also run into Yakumo and Nua again, who'd spit some philosophy at us and then leave. Alright. These Kumbondas are actually kind of hard to dodge, depending on what patterns they give you. It's actually somewhat scary on harder difficulties. Dormarths down here were not gonna hit me.
So you've come.
Alright. Here's the first and only fight we're gonna do that has follow-ups. Well, that is not what I wanted to do. It should be fine, though. It's just this fight gets reinforced by other enemies. Follow-ups give a ton of bonus experience, so this fight will actually give a lot of experience. The Dark Shard I bought at the very beginning of the game is for this fight, because there's kind of a lot of them here. Alright, and so we get 5 levels from that fight. A casual 5 levels. And now, so attacking all those powers like that has made them call for reinforcements until the angels that we're guarding here left. And so we can just slip through. It's too bad we can't save a ton of time by just fighting these angels, because they would be easily beatable. But oh well. Now we get a pretty long walking section. Some somewhat tight enemy dodges. Senri is one of my favorite demon lines. Aggro them. Oh, they didn't aggro? Come on. I wanted to hear your voice lines. More over here. Watch out, too.
So be it.
Oh, can... Oh, no. Nice. A bit too greedy. Jumped a bit too early to try to get over this. There's some macabras that pop up over there. It certainly sounds like that's what they're saying. Okay. So after we had brought Miyazu back to Tokyo in the last area, she was put in the hospital, and we get news here after this cutscene that she was actually kidnapped from the hospital, and so we actually have to leave what we're doing here and go and deal with that. We managed to identify who kidnapped her. It was Khonsu from the Bethel, Egypt branch, which doesn't really make much sense because he's supposed to be on our side, so we need to go and figure out what's happening. For this short section, you have Tao, Yoko, and Dazai and Yuzuru in your party, so you have an absolute ton of characters, making these fights even more trivial than normal.
You're
This cutscene takes us straight where we need to go. And for the first time this run, we are actually going to rearrange our party. Alright. We have to fight this group. Try to get Miyazu back. Oh, Pixie will still be in the party in the final boss.
Stay alert.
Alright, now we run into Khonsu himself down here. Who basically confirms that he did indeed kidnap Miyazu, but says that was her choice, and we don't believe him, so we're gonna fight him. Yeah, almost. There is a bit of difference in that you do have to actually pick up some items and do some menuing in safety difficulty, as opposed to New Game Plus, where you just start the game with a party that can beat everything in the game. But yeah, it is pretty close. You don't have to do a lot. For someone who wants a run that you can learn within a day, this is one you certainly could. Alright, so we figure out that Kansu is actually telling us the truth, and
Hey,
Miyazu
it's a
is going to
risk.
stay
Do you
with
think we
him,
can really afford
and so
to
we
believe a
leave and go
demon's
back,
promises?
having basically wasted our
Or
time.
not? You know what demons can be like. Would we be fools to trust them?
Another fairly important alignment choice. Alright, now we'll head back to Shinjuku, and Kansu gave us a feather that can summon Mastema, who he said will probably have the answers about who is turning people into salt. So I guess we didn't really waste our time going there. We'll go ahead and summon Mastema and talk to him. He does indeed know who's been turning people into salt. He says, "I've been doing it." And when we ask him why the hell he's been doing that, because he's a Bethel member and is supposed to be on our side, he says it's because the Kadishtu have been harvesting negative emotions from certain people, and so to stop them from doing that, he's been turning them into salt. And we say, hey, that's really not cool. You can't just kill people because they're being taken advantage of for evil. And he responds by turning Dazai into salt. He does turn him back, though. But basically, he says he's not going to stop doing it. Go and defeat the Kadishtu if we want him to stop doing it. So we figure, okay, in that case, we're gonna have to do something about the Kadishtu.
Ready?
Alright, so we're gonna have to proceed through this next area here, and find the Kadishtu, I guess, because we gotta deal with them somehow. This area's got a lot of narrow streets and lots of Orthruses who move very fast and very randomly, and can be really scary. They also have very loud sound effects when they attack you. So this can be a pretty sketch part of the game to run through. There's also this skeleton bird up here, who, as long as I just run directly underneath it, shouldn't be able to hit me.
Ready?
Oh yeah, some macabres spawn here. I better be careful about that. Oop, not even close. Actually, I wasn't supposed to go. I was supposed to go up one street earlier. Whatever. So over here, we're gonna find Nama again, and I honestly cannot remember what she tells us in this cutscene. So I won't attempt to explain it, but we also run into Nua and Yakumo, who say they have a plan to deal with the Kadishtu. But I think we really don't like their plan either, probably because it involves killing people. I can't remember exactly what they're doing. But we're gonna go back and consult with the director again. Basically tell him what we've learned. Figure out a plan. Alright, Yuzuru tells us to meet him on the dorm rooftop. We can go and do that. What does he tell? I think in this cutscene he tells us he's decided he's going to become a Nahabino like we are. He's able to do that by fusing with the director of Bethel, Japan, who's actually Tsukiyomi, one of the protector deities of Japan.
Stay.
Okay. Now we confront Nua and Yakumo and say we don't like them, and so we're gonna fight. Alright. We managed to disable their
I told you.
harvesting device.
The world of humanity has no need for those who side with demons.
Yakumo is all butthurt about it. We call him a tool and leave. Alright. Alright, now we need to track down the fortune teller, who we've figured out is a Kadishtu member, and is kind of the cause of all these problems right now. Alright. Not there. This is a mainline SMT game. There are no good guys. I guess that's not true in every mainline SMT game. Fortune teller's human disguise. I mean, she wouldn't need to do much. She already looks pretty human. Just cover her skeleton hands. Alright. So Agrit shows up and confronts us and shrouds this area in mist, and she'll summon copies of herself to attack us as we try to make our way through. You want to avoid those copies because they waste time, and find the real one, who thankfully is just pointed out on the map for us.
Young man.
I apologize. Allow me to make amends. Witness now my full power.
Alright, with that done, we're gonna head over to where we know that all of the Kadishtu are now hiding out. And we're gonna confront them all together. Poison time! I really don't hear that in that line. It sounds like he's saying infantile or something like that. Morning, Frito. Alright, now I do need to make sure to tag this, otherwise I'm walking all the way back here, and that would be very slow. It's also the only fight I'm actually going to save for, because
Young man.
this route does require me to kill all 4 of them, and I don't necessarily know if that's guaranteed to happen. I've never had it not happen, but I need the way this fight works is you have to fight all 4 of them. Only Lilith has to die to actually win the fight, but if you kill the other ones, they drop their essences, and I want to use their essences because they're kind of good.
If you refuse, then the sacrifice shall be carried
How's
off by
Mahama-Own
ice.
can
The
basically
Kadishtu.
wreck them. So that's what I'm going to rely on. Yeah, they're all dead. Alright. So, a lot happens in this cutscene. Yoko betrays us, Tao dies, Aogami dies, Yuzuru dies, Nua dies. Because we don't have Aogami anymore, and Yuzuru's dead, Tsukiyomi decides he's gonna fuse with us instead, so we're gonna get a new Nahabino form. All the Kadishtu sacrifice themselves in order to summon their mother goddess, Tiamat. And Yoko takes control of it. What else? I think I've nailed most of the major points in this cutscene.
Young man.
Yeah, basically everyone dies in this cutscene, so we lose all of our human party members, which actually makes the next dungeon the hardest part of this run. Because we only have Pixie in our party now. Pixie and MC is all we get. Thankfully, the fights in the next area are really not actually that hard. Dazai becomes a meanie. I did not mention that. Dazai decides to join Abdiel and become a big meanie. Alright, I don't know what drops this large glory crystal, but I always have it, so I'm going to use it to get me some glory so I can buy divine proficiency, so MC has another skill slot. Yes, sorry, that is what I want. Divine proficiency, and I will use Isaith's Essence on MC, Rooted Soul, and all basically stronger Fizz moves as well as Fizz Play Roma. Then I'll use Nama's Essence on Pixie to give her Mama Dune, which is a really weird thing to put on a Pixie, but hey, everything in the next dungeon is weak to Dark. Alright. Mastema is going to show up and chastise us for failing to stop the Kadishtu's plans. And we're going to tell him, sorry, bro. And he'll point us to this area called Shakon, where Yoko has entered and is trying to do something I can't remember. Yeah, when you play this game casually, don't be afraid to use essences. Most of the time, the way this game is balanced is the stuff you get in the next area is way better than the stuff you currently have. So just use the stuff you currently have to get through the bosses of the area, then you'll generally be fine. You have to fight the hoarding tendency when playing this game. Because yes, it is hard to get essences back if you ever use them, but don't worry about that. Using them right now for immediate power is almost always better than saving them for later. Alright, so these are the Dark Block bros. They didn't use Dark Block, which is good, also I'll just auto them and they die. Alright, this is definitely the most skill-intensive part of any safety run. The Shakon run. This dungeon is quite a bit shorter than its Canon of Creation counterpart, but in my opinion, it's far more disorienting to navigate because of these room-flipping puzzles that really hurt my brain, and I have no hope of figuring them out if I get lost, so I have to just memorize how to get through them. Yeah, it might look like I'm taking a very random path through this area, but tons of new ways can spawn and block these hallways, and I'm taking the path that doesn't have any of them. This way. This level is kind of disorienting. I've run through it enough times, I should be able to do it. Pressing those switches does have an animation, I'm just skipping it.
No.
Yeah, it's just press A again to skip them. To slip around some gummy worms here. These enemies, there's no way past them, so I'm just gonna get into an encounter with them and run away. Yeah, the reason why this area isn't... Well, the lore justification is that demons are currently invading this place, which is not what it looks like at all. It looks like the demons are, like, patrolling and guarding. But the actual reason why is because in the original game, this kind of... The equivalent of this place was the Demon King Castle, which does make sense to have, like, chaos enemies in it. And they I guess, didn't want to rebalance any angel enemies to be in the correct level range, so they just reused what they already had. Yeah, COC is a retelling of the SMT5 vanilla story. The gameplay in 5 vanilla is quite a bit different, because everything is balanced very differently. But story-wise, they're the same. Alright. And we're gonna confront Abdiel, because she's the one who killed Yuzuru. That's the longest fight in the game. Actually, is it? Maybe some of the final bosses are longer than that. But you can see the only having 2 party members makes things a bit longer. Okay. Now we're going to enter the final area of the game. So what's going on here is we figured out that Tao is going to try to access the Throne of Creation. So we're going to try to do that as well. In order to do so, we need to get 3 keys, which are held by members of Bethel. Those members of Bethel don't want to give them up, though, because Bethel is kind of falling apart, and everybody's kind of gunning for the Throne of Creation. So we're going to have to go and take them by force.
Hey, can you hear? Helpless, but I...
Did I say Tao? Sorry, I meant Yoko, yes. That sounds like something I would say. Tao is right here.
Sorry.
Tao reincarnated, which she does like 3 times this game.
Yeah. Come, look. Tokyo fades like the setting sun.
And she joins our party
Time's
again,
almost
thankfully.
up. Until then, I ask only this. Will you let me fight at your side?
Why do you have to wait for the camera change to skip? Ask Atlas, not me.
The path...
Tao does forget how to use item, because she's classified as a demon now instead of a human. Which means you can use essences on her now, but she can't use items. Being able to use essences is actually way more useful to me, though, because I'm going to do that right away. I'm also going to use that Barrett essence I picked up earlier on Pixie. And give her Pierce Armor. Pierce Armor is... Agidola, Mana Aid, Agidine, Almighty Pleroma, Lilith. Pierce Armor is cool because it's Rakunda, but it's a physical attack. Normally when you use auto battle, your party members will never use buffs, but since Pierce Armor is a physical attack that applies a debuff, they will use it when auto battling. So we can actually have a source of Rakunda. Yeah, it's the Rakunda equivalent of Fangbreaker. Anyway, so Yakumo's over here. He's moping about how Nua died, and he's saying he's not going to bother pursuing the Throne of Creation, which means he's basically out of the story. He has some side quests you can go and do, but I'm obviously not going to do that. I'm pretty sure there's a Secunda equivalent, but I cannot remember its name or what demons have it. This game is fairly consistent for that kind of thing, so I would expect it to exist. Blinding Strike, there it is. Oh yeah, and Cyrenup has it. So at this point in the run, I should probably be saving for any fight that has dark attacks. Since MC is weak to dark and theoretically, conceivably, could be instant killed. So I'll actually save for Beelzebub.
A moment.
Pixie likely could die. If Pixie dies, I might not bother reviving her. This is another important alignment choice. This one gives a lot of points.
Think hard. If I like what I hear, I may just hand over the key here and now.
He won't hand over the key, no matter what you say.
No, I would rather put your might to the test. Show me the power upon which Lord Lucifer pins his hope.
See, that could have potentially instant-killed me there, even though it's very unlikely on safety. I should probably just save for every boss fight at this point. I am extremely underleveled now, but it is safety, so still very unlikely to die. This area is quite a long climb up to the top. In COC, you fight Zeus and Odin separately, but in COV, the two of them are together. I just really wish the two of them were together in the other spot they could be in, although I guess it is still a pretty long walk to that spot. But now they're both hanging out way up here. I guess this spot does put you closer to the actual temple, so maybe it is faster here. Not that it matters anyway. Can't do anything about it. I don't think there's anything there. I can't remember if they stuck a side quest there. I know, what's-his-face shows up there. Is it immediately or is it later? I can't remember. One of the Greek demons that I can't remember the name of that's part of a side quest. The fire guy.
A moment.
Saturnus, that's the one. I can't remember if he's there right off the start or if he shows up later.
Answer me.
Yeah, that's another alignment question. I should easily be on Chaos. Shouldn't be a problem.
What happens to fools who dare to cross Bethel? Come face your end.
Pixie lived? Pixie sometimes dies in that fight. Yes, this way. No, that's wrong. How am I disorienting myself so much? This way. Why is that so hard? I couldn't remember if it was west or east. I need to go west. Alright. So now that we have all 3 of the keys that we needed to get, we can head into the Temple of Eternity and head for the Throne of Creation. And we're not too far from the end of the game now. Oh, by the way, Shiner, do you still want my help for commentary for your Nocturne run, or can you and Wusscake do it? Because now that I've done this, I'll probably want to take a break for a bit. And if I don't have to do commentary for your run, I might be able to join John for his run tomorrow. Yeah, if Wuss is around, hopefully you two can handle it together. Alright. I am not going to get caught by a single enemy while doing this, and I'm going to take all the most aggressive dodges because I am good at this game. I promise you that much. Five tries to emulate the storytelling of Nocturne a bit more closely than 4 did. It's kind of like a midpoint between 3 and 4 in terms of, like, the way the storytelling's done. It's not completely isolationist and minimalist, but it doesn't have nearly as much as 4 or 4A. These dodges are pretty hard. Yeah, damn it. Didn't quite make it.
Splendid.
Might as well do that.
Splendid.
I got good at these ones, but they're kind of hard. Okay, I got that one. Oh, did he? Okay.
Say,
I think this game, gameplay-wise, is exactly fine the way it is. Oops. See, what I did there is I hit the button to attack that SMT 4A uses, which is the top button, whereas this game uses the button on the left. I'm surprised that's the first time I've made that mistake. And I also grabbed an essence that I don't actually need because I auto-piloted, like, what every other category in the game does. And I got stuck in a corner. Cool. Do grab the Chiyu essence, though. Did I? Oh, I took the wrong way. Not a big deal. This is the one I'm supposed to pick up. All right. We got through.
A moment.
I actually just removed all of Tao's skills, so that way she uses Megidola when I auto.
Young man.
Alright. We've made it to the Throne of Creation, or at least the entrance to the area with it. And we're going to find Abdiel and Dazai here. They're trying to seize it as well. So we have to fight them. Oh yeah, and Dazai took off his hat and therefore goes Super Saiyan, and Abdiel went Fallen, so they look a little different. Alright, we get into Empyrean. Just a few more fights left, then we're done. I think if I remember correctly, there's a whittled goat in this chest, which is an item that gives MC Enduring Soul. Which I shouldn't need, but hey, it's like right on the way, I'll just grab it. Yeah, it's an interesting name for an Enduring Soul item, a Whittled Goat. That's probably a reference to something I just don't know. Sacrificial lamb would make sense. It's just a whittle one. Okay, so once we get to the next boss fight, Tao's actually going to leave our party because we're on Chaos Ending, but thankfully Yoko will join us, and Yoko is way higher level and way stronger than Tao is, so, and she's got a way better moveset. So that's the main reason we choose Chaos in this ending, because we just get a better final party member for the last 3 bosses.
I carry the will of the Kadishtu. I will destroy this world and surrender it to chaos. Is that you?
Alright, so this is Tiamat. This is actually a really complicated and difficult fight, but all my notes say is auto, so I'm just gonna trust that and hope that I win. Alright, we won. Cool. Did Tiamat's head get miraged there? How is she not immune to that?
Young man, if you wish to live, take my hand.
Alright, now Aogami gets revived, so we get our proper Nahabino form back. And we get to do the last 2 fights with that. Alright. Because we're on Chaos Ending, we fight Mastema here. Mastema is not a very hard fight.
But I will not accept defeat. If I must,
especially because Yoko starts with Agibarian, which he's weak to. Oh, Pixie did die. Alright, just one more boss. I don't think I need Pixie alive to win this, but we gotta have her in the party. We can't just leave her out of the party. She's been with me since the very beginning. So this is Lucifer. He kind of shows up at the end of the game and says, I forget what it is in this route. It makes a lot more sense in Canon of Creation, but yeah, he wants to fight us. We're gonna use, my notes say, crit auto.
End this.
Oh, he tried to kill Pixie. Alright, time, sorry. That's time.
Magnificent, truly magnificent, ye seekers of freedom.
I hope you managed to nail that time ending perfectly.
And from that roiling sea, a new freedom must surely emerge.
And that is SMT5 Vengeance, if you play on the absolute easiest difficulty. What was my time? I don't have a timer up. I think Scion gave me a 2:05 estimate, which hopefully was enough. Two hours flat? 2 hours 35? Uh-oh. Two hours and 35 seconds. Alright, yeah. No problem. That pushes the schedule back to kind of where it should be. I guess we're a little behind now, because I guess Nocturne was supposed to start at, what, like, 1:15? Alright, yeah, I'll give the same thanks I did yesterday. Thanks to the Mega 10 speedrunning community. Thanks to Scion and everyone else who participated in organizing this marathon. Thanks for having enough confidence in me to give me a bonus run to fill in some time. But yeah, I will send you off to watch some Nocturne whenever Shiner's ready to start. John, I'm good to cut stream at this point, eh? We'll get things moving.